ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The roof is open for the 2015 Pro Bowl, presented by McDonald's. Team Irvin and Team Carter. Let's get the coin toss. The referee is John Parry.
Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the 2015 Pro Bowl. We've got a commemorative coin. The Pro Bowl side will represent heads. The USAA salute to service will represent tails. Team Irvin, as the visiting team, what is your call? Call is tails. And it is a head. You've won the toss.
Yes, we'll take it. I like that. So we get it in all 4 quarters, right?
Team Irvin will have the ball for the first and third quarter. Good luck, men.
Again, no kickoffs. The ball will start at the 25-yard line, and the team that doesn't have it to start the first and third will get it to start the second and fourth quarters. So Michael Irvin's team, and try to keep it organized for you. Think of Michael Irvin's days as a Miami Hurricane, the orange, that's Team Irvin. Jason Garrett, his Cowboy roots, will be the head coach. We have the coaches from the divisional playoff round, the best ones that were available coaching in this game. On the opposite side, it is John Harbaugh, coach of the Baltimore Ravens. This is the second time he's been the head coach in the Pro Bowl. Of course, a Super Bowl champion, and hard to believe already John Harbaugh, who is coaching Chris Carter's selected team, is 7th in tenure amongst NFL head coaches after 7 great years, 6 years of the 7 in the playoffs. One other wrinkle with this, by the way, Andrew Luck with Team Carter. The offensive staff is changing. Remember, Gary Kubiak, who was the offensive coordinator for Baltimore, is now the head coach in Denver. So we're going to have Rick Dennison, who's going to be moving with Kubiak to Denver, calling the plays when the team in the yellow, if you will, Team Carter, has the ball. As we saw last year, odd to start a game without a kickoff, but Tony Romo will lead Team Irvin out from the 25-yard line. It's Tony Romo, Matthew Stafford, and Matt Ryan as the quarterbacks for Michael Irvin's team. Three Cowboy offensive linemen, and DeMarco Murray will give this team a bit of an advantage. 2 of those linemen in as the game begins with a Cowboy-looking play that delay to Murray, and he'll gain about 8 yards, tackled at the 33-yard line. As always, you want to watch the tempo set by the guys tackling. Joe Thomas, another Pro Bowl, terrific player for the Cleveland Browns. 8 years in the league, 8 Pro Bowls. Long mangled Yonda also across the front. Randall Cobb and Odell Beckham start as receivers. We've seen Murray, who's one of the captains, help the selection of Michael Irvin's team. Marcel Reese, the fullback, his 3rd consecutive Pro Bowl appearance, representing the Oakland Raiders. Officially, the gain was 9, and Darren Sproles, who's on this team as a return man, and John Gruden, you said in Countdown, great chance for Sproles to win the MVP of this game.
I'll say it's just a designed block screen. You're going to see Sproles come out here. They're going to pick up some lead blockers. And Romo just kicks it off on the perimeter, and not many people as good as Darren Sproles in one-on-one situations.
Darren Sproles, decade in the league. He's one of those players that we talked about as well in Countdown who making their Pro Bowl debut, even though they've been in the league this long. Bouncing outside is Murray, looking for a place to go, and he'll be stopped there by Bethea Ali. And the fans are kind of getting on the players. Are you going to tackle, or are you just going to hold them up? And that's often the way the tone is set early on. Somebody make a tackle and start playing a little more proper football. J.J. Watt's the captain of Team Carter's defense, and they drafted 3 Buffalo Bills. There's familiarity there. Justin Houston led the NFL in sacks this year. 22, 1/2 sack shy of the record. And in the secondary, Glover Quinn led the NFL in picks. And Patrick Peterson, one of 2 Arizona Cardinal corners who are on Team Carter. 2nd and 4, and Romo with a little check down to Murray, and he'll get the first down at the 35-yard line. Marcel Darius with the tackle.
See the all-purpose player that Murray is. capable of doing a lot of things out of the backfield as a receiver. 392 carries. That's 80 more than any other back. I would like to be his agent, Mike. He's going to make a lot of money, and I know the Cowboys desperately want him back.
Of course, Des Bryant and Murray, both free agents, one of the big offseason stories for Dallas. To Odell Beckham Jr. on the edge. And there's a little contact for the first time. He is knocked out of bounds. 26-yard line will be.
About Odell Beckham, he did this in 12 games. He missed the first 4 games with a hamstring, missed almost the entire training camp. His star is on the rise. 7 100-yard games. And he is capable of making the acrobatic catches. He's proven that.
Entire receiving corps for Team Irvin making their first Pro Bowl appearances. Beckham, Cobb from Green Bay, Emmanuel Sanders, and Golden Tate. And here is Randall Cobb with a first down and out of bounds at the 17-yard line. 91 receptions this year for Cobb.
I used to coach the receivers at Green Bay. They've got 2 of them now. Jordy Nelson over 1,500 yards. Randall Cobb at 1,200 plus. How would you like to be Aaron Rodgers and have those 2?
Jordy Nelson, the 2 receivers from Green Bay who both had tremendous seasons, both in this game. Jordy's on the opposite side. That's the odd part of this being not separated by conference. You have teammates on opposite sidelines, sometimes going against each other. Romo in trouble, got away from Calais Campbell, now launches to the end zone. And incomplete as Jimmy Graham, the tight end from the Saints, slipped there in the back of the end zone.
Calais Campbell in his first Pro Bowl. Local player, the Arizona Cardinals had 7 sacks this year. Tony Romo, again, shows his elusiveness in the pocket. Probably the best thing Tony Romo does is make plays on his own. 34 years old. Great to see him injury-free this season for the Dallas Cowboys.
Both tight ends, Witten and Graham there. Go back to the first play they ran, that draw with Murray. Gets to the outside, and Talib shows him the sideline over at the 14-yard line. So we'll have the familiarity of Scott Linehan calling the plays to his quarterback, Tony Romo.
39 double pump through. Got that right, Scott. 39 double pump through.
Let's go dot right, scare right. It's 939, double pump through. I'm on, ready? Stamp the numbers once you have to finish.
Digital system, Mike. Watch the back on a check down right over the ball. That's the check through.
This is 3rd down and 7. And Romo pumps and throws the tall man, Graham, who's covered in the back, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. Wampe back there in coverage.
Jimmy Graham and Jason Witten as your 2 down the field vertical threats at the tight end position.
Well, John, this part of the story in this Pro Bowl, the goalpost, as we mentioned, 4 feet more narrow after all the success that kickers have had over the last few years. Like Adam Vinatieri, missed just 1 the last week of the season. So they made him at 84% in terms of field goals, 3rd best in league history. So trying these more narrow goalposts, and the veteran, oldest man in this game, Vinatieri, knocks it through for the game's first points. Team Irvin on the board. Team Carter with luck is next. It's presented by McDonald's, a proud sponsor of the NFL and 11. And in part by the Lincoln Motor Company and the 2015 MKZ Hybrid. South rim of the Grand Canyon, one of the great tourist attractions of the state of Arizona. One of those breathtaking views as you look inside the open roof here at University of Phoenix Stadium. And inside coverage tonight from SpiderCam is brought to you by DirecTV. Again, no kickoff, so taking over the 25 for Team Carter is Andrew Luck, and his pass to Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A yard shy of the first down. John, there's the league leader in touchdown passes, who a week ago took his Colts to the championship game they lost at New England.
Yeah, that 47-61 yardage number surpassed Peyton Manning's Colt record Incredible athleticism, strength, poise, and brains. He's a combination of everything you're looking for.
Drew Brees and Andy Dalton, the other quarterbacks on this side, and Luck gets it to John Kuhn. And some of the cheeseheads who relocated in the desert. Here for John. Let's look at the players up front. Of note here, you have the Pouncey brothers, Marquise and Mike, getting the honor of starting the Pro Bowl together on Team Carter. Mentioned Kuhn, Jamal Charles making his 4th Pro Bowl appearance. Antonio Brown, one of the selected captains to help in the selection. T.Y. Hilton, Luck's receiver with Indianapolis, and Greg Olsen, an 8-year player in the league, making his Pro Bowl debut tonight. On first down, it looked like it was a blitz that came there, and Brown with a great catch to the 43-yard line.
This kid is amazing. Only 5'10", 185 pounds. Might be the hardest working wideout in pro football. Going to be a simple hook route. Watch him get his eyes around, find the ball early, and go up and get it. 129 catches. First Pittsburgh Steeler to lead the NFL in receptions, and he's just getting started.
On one. Go. Ready.
From the 42-yard line, you watch Jamal Charles' division. Sheldon Richardson of the New York Jets. On that defensive front, have a couple of 91s up there, and Cameron Wake and Richardson. Aaron Donald, the rookie, one of the 4 rookie position players in this Pro Bowl. Luke Kuechly makes his 2nd Pro Bowl appearance in the middle, representing Carolina, and the captain on the defensive side for Team Urban, Joe Hayden, the Cleveland Browns, making his 2nd Pro Bowl appearance.
Go. Red 90. Red hit.
After a run of 3, 2nd and 7, and Luck comes across the middle to Martellus Bennett. The Chicago Bear led NFL tight ends in receptions with 90 this year. 3rd and a couple. John, how do you go about this coaching in a Pro Bowl where if players from very different systems trying to at least get functioning, simple concepts to call?
It's hard to do in a short period of time, but you're dealing with quarterbacks that are very comfortable adapting, because every week there's changes in your game plan. This won't affect Andrew Luck at all.
Red 70.
On 3rd and 2, they'll pitch it to Charles, who gets the edge, and the first down is Jamal Charles will be taken down by Eric Weddle of the San Diego Chargers at the 18-yard line.
That's an influence play. They fake the ball to the fullback, and they try to get the defense in. Number 94, he read that tackle blocking down, and he closed. And if you open a gate for Jamal Charles, he'll hurt you bad. Once again, Charles over 1,000 yards, had some injuries this year, but 14 combined touchdowns, 9 rushing, 5 receiving. What a back he is.
Each team has 3 running backs. From the 17, Luck comes back to the left and open for the game's first touchdown. Greg Olsen of the Carolina Panthers.
Greg Olsen, over 1,000 yards for Carolina this year. That time he and Martellus Bennett work together. Bennett clears out the deep zone, and no one picked up Olsen down the far sideline. You're going to see Brent Grimes on the left side of your screen cover Bennett, and there's nobody home for Greg Olsen. Good play calling, well executed drive by Team Carter.
John, like we saw for the first 2 weeks of the preseason in the Hall of Fame game, which started the preseason back in August, pushing the extra points back. So Cody Parkey, the rookie from Philadelphia, kicks a 35-yard extra point to the narrow uprights.
They should have these guys kick blindfolded. I don't know if it'll matter.
Andrew Luck goes 5 for 5 on that drive. First touchdown of the Pro Bowl to Olsen. 7-3, Team Carter.
Welcome back to Glendale in the 2015 Pro Bowl. Look who I have found on the sidelines. Defending Super Bowl champs, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, getting ready for the game next weekend as well. First, let me start with your help. Richard, I know that you hurt your left elbow in that game last weekend. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. You know, we're going to be ready to go come game day.
Earl, and it was your left shoulder. How are you?
I'm blessed to be here. That's all that matters. My teammates going to give me everything I need.
Does it feel differently this year, knowing what to expect, coming back again, ready to defend your title?
It feels like a dream. It feels like a movie, but it gets better every year. We did it a different way this year. A lot of adverse situations, but we learned from it. And the relationship that was formed from that adverse situation was so beautiful. And right now, man, in this atmosphere like this, it doesn't get any better. Your heart just pumping with just pure joy. You get to meet all these great athletes that you see. I'm a big kid, man. I love this game and these guys.
And you guys are walking around like rock stars. Richard, you are always making the headlines. You know that, right? So just recently, just today, you know, while the rest of the world is, while you guys are getting ready for the Super Bowl, the rest of the NFL. Did he just stop? Get tired?
It's been a long break.
But while you guys have been getting ready for the Super Bowl, the rest of the NFL world seems to be talking about Deflategate. You said if the Patriots are found guilty of tampering with footballs, you don't think that they're going to be punished. Why do you feel that way?
I don't, because that's how it's going to be. That's the world we live in, I guess. That's the league we play in. You know, I guess they're too focused on Marshawn and his antics to worry about anything else.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. Get healthy this week and have a great game next weekend. All right, guys. Thanks.
Lisa, thank you. Rocket shot, touchdown pass for Team Irvin. And it's Emmanuel Sanders catching the Matthew Stafford rope. And Team Irvin takes a 9-7 lead.
You can't throw the ball any better. And Emmanuel Sanders right off the left side of your screen on a seam pattern. That ball is thrown perfectly. Sanders, who had over 100 catches in his first year as a Denver Bronco, puts Team Irvin back in front. What a throw by Stafford, who mastered a new offense this year, the West Coast offense. And had Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush stayed healthy, and maybe a questionable pass interference call in the playoffs, you never know how good Detroit may have been, Mike.
Adam Vinatieri missed that extra point to the left. The 35-yard extra point to the narrow goalpost, so there's an impact of that rule change there. 9-7 after the Stafford to Sanders score. There are 27 players selected to the Pro Bowl, not here. The 10 who are playing in the Super Bowl. You see there, Brady, Revis, Slater, the special teamer, Gronk. And Lisa just spoke to Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas representing Seattle. Another 17 players who were selected who are not here, including guys who are injured like Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. We know about their quad and calf. Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell. Among those, some players choosing not to come for their own reasons. Some coming or choosing not to come because of injury. All the players, those here and those who were selected but chose not to come because of the Super Bowl or their own reason, all considered as Pro Bowlers for 2015. So it's a total of 115 players designated as Pro Bowlers here this year. So back to the ball for Team Carter at the 9-7 score after that missed extra point. I see Andrew Luck with little reminders after plays are called. As these guys get used to a new offensive lingo. Again, the pressure, and he is brought down and sacked by Elvis Doomer. But they just want to lay out with the players wearing mics because Andrew Luck is known for his trash talk back and forth with linemen after they sack him.
Got to keep an eye on these rules. There's not supposed to be any blitzing. I was told that. I'm sure Doomerville was in coverage there, and a mistake occurred. I used to hear that on the field a lot, Mike.
In the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Well, you've got
Doomerville, 17 sacks. He breaks the Ravens record. He says, why not get another one?
That's the second time that Team Irvin has done that. 3rd and 17. And Luck gets hit as he delivers down the middle of the field, and it's caught by Sanders shy of midfield.
Andrew Luck.
Beg your pardon, sorry.
Andrew Luck in the pocket. As tough as they get. You're going to see Antonio Brown working down the field. TJ Ward, number 43. Late on arrival, but Andrew Luck in the pocket, bought time, and made an excellent throw.
On one, ready? Double left, 18 safety.
3 catches, 54 yards for Brown. Devin Hester over there with him. Now remember, there's a 2-minute warning for each quarter. So it's a 2-minute warning coming up after this run by Charles to the 48-yard line. And they'll stop it at 1:58. 9-7, Team Irvin. Team Carter on the move. Well, our colleagues have landed. We'll have coverage throughout the week. Live from Arizona Sports Center on the road. During the morning and the afternoon sports centers, the evenings as well. Of course, Media Day on Tuesday, availability with the players during the week. The commissioner's press conference on Friday. When it happens here during Super Bowl week, we'll have it for you on Sports Center, including all the comments of Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback. The Seahawks arriving a few hours ago after their trip. Russell and Tom Brady will both visit with Chris Berman coming up at halftime. Patriots scheduled to leave Foxborough tomorrow and head out here. Getting out just before that nasty winter storm heading to the northeast. T.Y. Hilton from his quarterback Andrew Luck. Pushed out of bounds at the 31. First down here. Let's listen to Andrew Luck.
Good job. Huddle up, boys. Huddle up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Gun. Double right plus. Stat right. X dagger. Y shallow cross. On one. Ready? T.Y.
Going to try to get Antonio Brown at the top of the screen on a square in.
Ready?
31-yard line. Luck goes underneath it. Pass incomplete. Intended for Martellus Bennett of the Chicago Bears.
Well, you heard X dagger and Y shallow cross. And in this West Coast offense, dagger is a slot combination. You have a clear out in the deep end, and then the Y on the shallow cross is Martellus Bennett. That time Andrew Luck read it perfectly, and Bennett dropped the football. I like this West Coast terminology. I bet Andrew Luck feels like he's back in Indianapolis.
We gotta go.
This is what he was trained in at Stanford.
So in the first quarter, after an incompletion, the clock starts on the ready for play. Luck swinging it out to Justin Forsett, making his Pro Bowl debut. Gained only a couple of yards. John, the Ray Rice story, who has the cloud that started this NFL season, but he replaced Rice and was 5th in the NFL, 1,266 yards for an otherwise journeyman back up to this point.
Amazing production. All the Ray Rice conversation, and Justin Forsett from nowhere delivers.
3rd and 6. Luck pumps, and it's nearly intercepted. And out of the hands of Sheldon Richardson of the Jets. And we'll have 4th down.
Justin Forsett, not only did he run it, he caught it. And his production in the 4th quarter was almost amazing. They did an unbelievable job rallying around an obscure back. And Justin Forsett, about to turn 30 years old. It'll be interesting to see what the Ravens do, Mike. Do they bring him back, or do they let him explore free agency?
There is no charge, timeout. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 58 with an illegal blitz. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
So they finally caught those illegal blitzes. That was the 3rd time it happened. And that is the penalty. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, you're going to see blitzing linebackers come right up the middle. Sheldon Richardson, you have, once again, I'm not saying Bowler, that's Boomerville. And the referees caught it that time.
It's 258. You get guys who used to be on one team, the other, obviously, Doomerville, ex-Broncos. He had 5 guys coming. There's a veteran assistant coach who helps the officials in watching for any violations of these rules. That's been happening at the Pro Bowl for a long time. And if that's the case, it is the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct. In this case, it gives Team Carter the 1st down with 39 seconds left in the quarter. John Harbaugh and his Baltimore Ravens staff.
He's coaching against his best pass rusher.
Just going to say that.
Hey, Harbaugh's looking over there at his best pass rusher saying, hey, you're breaking the rules. He'll catch him at minicamp. He'll get after Doomerville.
I was on the field with Elvis Doomerville before the game. You can see that laugh. And Dean Pease, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens and for Team Carter, said pretty much the same thing. Don't give away any of our secrets while you're over there. So with 39 seconds left, it'll be 1st and 10 for Team Carter at the 14-yard line. Remember, Team Irvin got the ball to start the game. So the second quarter begins with Team Carter getting the ball. This team left to throw. What a catch by his teammate, T.Y. TD.
That's one of the great catches you'll see. That ball is thrown way before T.Y. Hilton gets his head out of the break. Watch how early Andrew Luck throws this ball. It's in on T.Y. Hilton, and somehow he found the ball in flight just in time to get his hands up and make a great catch. That combination, Luck and Hilton, as good as there is in the AFC.
So 13-9, go for 2 as opposed to kicking the long extra point here. So Team Carter will do that.
Going to try to throw a high point fade down here to Bennett against Clay Matthews.
There's the linebacker playing the tight end. There's the jump ball. And Matthews goes up to break it up. Clay Matthews started as an outside linebacker, moved inside halfway through the season. Now he's playing corner, essentially.
Green Bay is still taking business, taking care of the Bears, Mike.
That's actually very good. Championship going on this weekend here in the desert. The NFL Flag Championships at the Super Bowl in Arizona, culminating the 2014 NFL Flag season. Best 32 teams in the country competing for the title, representing their local NFL teams. Those youngsters were on the field before the game, got a chance to shake hands with some of the best. It's all part of the NFL Play 60. And if you want more information, NFLflag.com. Stafford in at quarterback, 33 seconds and 2 timeouts to use. And Stafford completes it to Jimmy Graham at the 48-yard line. And Jason Garrett runs down and takes a timeout with 25 seconds left. So again, just to explain the rules, you get 2 timeouts in the first and third quarter. You can carry one over to the second quarter. And because Team Carter gets the ball to start the second, they're in no huddle mode here at the end of the first. You got all that, Groot?
I don't know. I like all these Dallas Cowboys in there playing offensive line. This left tackle, Tyron Smith.
Yeah. Here we go.
You see Smith over there, Witten, some of the players who were out there on the field. Get all 3 quarterbacks out there as they were getting set to call the play, huddling around Jason Garrett for a moment. Stafford is the one in there, and he fires to his receiver, Golden Tate. They had a big 61-yard hookup earlier. Golden Tate was really a big impact guy for Stafford and the Lions this year.
99 catches, and a lot of his best work is after the catch. This is odd for Matt Stafford reuniting with Scott Linehan. Sure. Linehan, the longtime Lion offensive coordinator in Dallas now. Linehan's had some good jobs. He gets Tony Romo and Matt Stafford, but in credit to him, he's gotten a lot of production out of both these quarterbacks.
20 seconds left until they lose possession. Stafford throws to Sproles out of the backfield, and the Eagles running back who's here as a kick return specialist goes down at the 40. And the last timeout of the quarter taken by Team Irvin with 12 seconds left. Mentioned J.J. Watt wearing a wireless microphone. He's smiling there. Let's listen in.
It ain't patty cake. Let's go. Turn it up a little bit. No, I'm fine. I'm not tired, but they're chipping every play. I'm getting chipped every play.
J.J. Watt, one of the captains, John. I think the captains trying to take the tone from the message said last year in Honolulu, the 22-21 game, to try to maintain some level of, quote, intensity, unquote, within the playing of the game.
Ready. Waiting.
Guys like Kuechly and Watt, it's the only thing they know how to do. Stafford throwing middle, it is complete to Witten. We're going to stop it there as that ball was dragged out. You can hear Stafford yelling, clock it. Well, the clock kept running there. I think they thought they should have had a few seconds because, as Jason Garrett is saying, that ball was not allowed to be marked ready for play because Team Carter was getting in the way. Matthew Stafford has had that feeling. He's walked away unhappy with an official's explanation before. Of course, in the playoff game against Garrett's Cowboys, where the flag was picked up, and he said, congratulations. It was unbelievable, and you know it. Not that upset here, but the quarter ends. Team Carter up 4. The 2015 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's. Second quarter with the retractable roof open at University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, 17 miles northwest of Phoenix. Phoenix, Glendale, Scottsdale, all those communities here in the desert playing their part for Super Bowl week. Super Bowl 49 we played here 1 week from right now. Defensive linemen having a good laugh. They're clapping for the performance by the Pro Bowl cheerleaders at the end of the first quarter. Drew Brees.
South right, pass 17, Z burner, you tight Gopher on 1.
Will take over as this second quarter begins. Disappointing season for the Saints, especially with those 5 consecutive home losses to close the year. Brees still the big passing number, tied with Ben Roethlisberger for the most yards in the league. And he throws middle complete, and Olsen caught a touchdown earlier. And a gain of 25 to midfield.
You can see why he's the most accurate quarterback in NFL history. Throws like that. Right out of this play action pass, he's going to flash his eyes and find his receiver coming from left to right. Timing, rhythm, precision. Drew Brees, 8th Pro Bowl with the Saints.
Ready, listen.
Flea flicker, back to Brees, loading up, sending it across, and Jordy Nelson couldn't hang on as Brent Grimes of the Miami Dolphins was coming across and broke it up.
Jordy Nelson coming on a deep cross. A.J. Green got out of Drew Brees' zip code, but you're going to see number 21, Brent Grimes. Second-time Pro Bowler with the Dolphins. 3 Pro Bowls overall. Not drafted. Shippensburg State. Been through a lot. He's got some great hands himself.
He had the best catch of the year until the Beckham catch happened. The interception he had covering Calvin Johnson, the Lions. Brees downfield. Grimes almost made another one-hand pick there as he was covering A.J. Green of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Now, Brent Grimes won't back down to anybody. Had a serious Achilles injury when he was with the Falcons, signed with Miami, and he has been an outstanding playmaker for these Miami Dolphins. How about that catch?
There it is.
Brent Grimes. Incredible vertical leap, ball skills.
You said it. No scholarship offers to Division I schools, college at Shippensburg, undrafted, and rewarded for his very good play for an undersized corner. 4-year, $32 million contract that he got last year. Timeout taken here by Team Carter. Minute 47 into this second quarter. Our colleague Chris Carter, he and Michael Irvin, the captains for these teams. Chris, how's it going over there on the sideline?
It's pretty exciting. I see they got a couple blitzes in the ball game, so we might have to change our game plan just a little bit.
Did your sideline bring that to the attention of the officials?
Well, the game it's a different type of game. So it took the guys a little time to get into it, but now they're ready.
We have Drew Brees here in the second quarter. How's the communication going with getting an offense that everybody can at least understand what the plays are here?
Well, Drew Brees was a special pick for me. He's helped organize with the staff he's like having an extra coach on the field. So I had to get him on my squad.
Hey, Chris, is he one of the veteran guys who took this a bit more seriously and set a tone with the younger first-timers?
He really did. But also from an organizational standpoint, you can see that he's really a special player and is a special human being and a great leader.
This is 3rd and 10 for Breeze, is stepping up off the hands of the intended receiver, Devin Hester. And nearly an interception for Eric Weddle. That's an incompletion and 4th down. We'll check in with Chris and Michael Irvin throughout the night. Talk to you later, CC.
Take care, guys.
Okay. This guy's wearing a earpiece, a microphone as well. The good thing, John, there's no lack of words to come from the captains in this game.
No, there isn't. Both great receivers. I'm anxious to see some of these men cover this punt.
Right.
When I coached the Pro Bowl, there weren't a lot of volunteers to be on a punt coverage team.
Well, Pat McAfee had an outstanding year for the Indianapolis Colts. He is the kicker, and his teammates are hoping that he kicks it so high Darren Sproles has to fair catch it. And he did just that at the 13-yard line, where Michael Irvin's team will get back on the field. Michael, I spoke to Chris Carter just a second ago, and Chris pointed out there were some illegal blitzes going on. Is your sideline aware of the rules over here?
Hey, listen, Chris, tell Chris not to start that. After that little trick, this team pulled down here when he knew we were trying to kick a field goal. So, hey, man, listen, I don't want to hear that from Chris over there. He tell his guys to play it fairly and lose this game right.
Michael, what's this experience been like for you, being around a whole bunch of these first-time Pro Bowlers as well?
Yeah, it really has been a great experience. I walked in that locker room today prior to that game. Guys, and it's the first time I really walked in the locker room. Man, I felt great. I felt like I was ready to play. Just being around these guys has been great.
Well, J.J. Watt almost had an interception there on that Matthew Stafford pass. That's a guy you got to worry about, Chris, not just on defense, but maybe offense tonight, too. Watt.
Yeah, J.J. Watt's an incredible player. You saw me grabbing him, trying to get his mind off really my quarterback early on when we were messing around at the coin toss, but he's just such a great player.
Michael, Darren Woodson's right over your shoulder there. I know Woody's your defensive co-captain, and he's been a big part of what you guys have tried to do this week with some of the younger players.
Yeah, Woody's a great message for these guys. He worked hard, and he's worked hard, and he had a great opportunity to spend some time with these DBs. I just told him, you saw that drop interception we had. I said, Woody, DBs, they never have great hands.
You got a guy with good hands, Golden Tate right there next to you. We'll let you watch 3rd down. We'll check in with you later, and you and Chris keep the rules legit, all right?
Okay, we're going to try.
All right, Michael.
Hey, big 3rd down. Big 3rd down.
Michael Irvin, Chris Carter, the captains. It was Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders doing that role last year. So 3rd and 10 for the Lions quarterback, Stafford. And Matthew hit as he throws downfield, and it's pulled in by who else? Odell Beckham Jr. So Stafford's used to throwing to guys who make sick catches. And he throws to Odell Beckham Jr., who does that as well.
Odell Beckham Jr. saw this ball in flight, and he turned it on. Post pattern. Sam Shields at left corner is in cover, too. He got up on Bethea at safety and ran right by him. Antoine Bethea got caught in his back pedal, and Odell Beckham Jr. turned it on.
On the 38-yard line, run to the left. Mark Ingram of the New Orleans Saints goes out of bounds after a gain of 3.
It's Odell Beckham Jr. A highlight reel, fun to watch. 1,305 yards, 12 touchdowns, and he missed the first 4 games. Eli Manning is hoping Victor Cruz can come back from his injury, because they have arguably the best receiver that I saw play this year, Mike.
Combo can make spectacular plays. Cruz had that devastating injury on a Sunday night against Philadelphia. Stafford throwing back same way, and it is complete to Emmanuel Sanders, making his Pro Bowl debut down inside the 10 at the 6.
You want to get in a punt, pass, and kick contest, pick Matthew Stafford. This is a back shoulder fade off a double move. Sam Shields was in perfect coverage position, and when you throw that ball on the back shoulder, there's nothing you can do.
They run through here.
Ready? Ready?
First and goal from the 6, and that's a heck of a drive. Let me throw one to Odell Beckham Jr. Emmanuel Sanders back shoulder. I'll go to Jimmy Graham and use his 6'7" height. Oh, Jimmy Graham, who that was banned, remember, from the NFL. As a penalty to spike the ball, but Jimmy in the Pro Bowl tries to get away with it for the touchdown.
Dante Whitner, the Cleveland Browns, he knew it was coming. Sean Payton, head coach of the Saints, loves to isolate Jimmy Graham in the scoring zone, and why not do it in the Pro Bowl? That's Stafford. Looks good tonight, Mike.
Detroit fans have waited a long, long time to see one of their quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. And Matthew Stafford giving them a good show here so far. A couple of touchdown passes and nearly 200 yards as well. This long extra point, Vinatieri, and missed the last one. And on the narrow post, knocks it in from 35. Team Irvin back on top. Stafford to Graham. The 2015 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing. Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. And NFLShop.com. Find the largest selection of Super Bowl gear and other products at the official store of the NFL. Hi, it's Chua Peak. A few minutes from downtown Phoenix as the sun sets. And it's a view that folks on the eastern seaboard long for. That huge storm that is targeting megalopolises up and down the Atlantic seaboard. Beautiful out here all week for the Pro Bowl festivities. A great forecast through the week of Super Bowl 49.
Strong right slot. Out to wide burner. Seat tight over. On one.
Drew Brees.
Down to wide burner. That's a tight end. He's the Y.
Ready?
That's Greg Olsen. Brees looking that way, covered, and gets hit as he throws. And that pass is incomplete. We talked about Brees entering. You see players coming in and out. Let's show you so you can look for maybe the Pro Bowler representing your team who's on the field for Team Carter on the left. And on the right, he's out there for Team Irvin. It's actually quite helpful with the numbers on the jerseys for Team Carter. Brees got the ball hit as he threw it to Jordy Nelson, who makes the catch just shy of the 30-yard line. Tipped by Sheldon Richardson. John, I was down on the field before the game and spoke to both Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson, who were on opposite teams in this game, and they both independently said the same thing. We turned the corner on the team buses to come to the stadium. We saw Super Bowl 49 on the side, and it just hit them so hard. It's because these were two players so close to their first Super Bowl opportunity a week ago.
Yeah, you lose a 19-7 lead with 5 minutes left. It's going to take a while to get over that one.
Pass incomplete, intended for A.J. Green at the 45. Grimes to the coverage. I meant to say Super Bowl 49. I thought I did, but I apologize. In any case, Grimes broke up another one.
You know, Grimes had an interception in his first 2 Pro Bowls. This time he goes after A.J. Green. He keys the quarterback extremely well in zone coverage, and he gets a break on it. And with those ball skills, you can see why he intercepts as many passes as he does.
Scat left, halfback Archer, zebra clear, on one.
4th and 6 here, and they're going to go for it in this 16-13 game halfway through the quarter. From your own 29-yard line. Brees taking the shot down the middle, and the pass is incomplete. A little bit of miscommunication on the route and timing. And it will be good field position for Team Irvin as they take over halfway through the second.
We're going to play a little chess. You ready to roll?
I should be pretty good at that. I was a football coach. This is about strategy. Let's make this happen, man. Each and every one of you is going to need to sacrifice yourselves for the good of the team. Let me hear you, man. Come on, guys. It's tough to be a leader when there's no one who's ready to be led.
You didn't bring the ring to kiss, but Frank Caliendo is here with Coach Gruden. Good to see both of you in the same place.
I tell you what, man, I am enjoying this Pro Bowl spectacular, listening to the two of you guys. I have never seen arm tackling at such an incredible level. We're going to see something special. Look down the field right now. It's about to play, man.
First and 10 for Team Irvin, taking over after Team Carter went for it at the 29, and Matthew Stafford throws it to Darren Sproles, who gains 14, depending on the flag. We had one penalty earlier for breaking the rules, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Offside, defense number 93. Penalties declined. Result of the play, first down.
You came up here with like 3 credentials on.
I
You're
know.
big time here this week,
I'll tell
Frank.
you what, man, but let's talk about Darren Sproles. A lot of people don't know he's only a 1.5 feet tall, man. That's incredible. It's hard to tackle someone when you can't see him.
You know what? Can you do Tirico?
I'm working on
go
it.
back in the closet and
He's
work
doing
on
everything.
Tirico.
I like watching you guys together in the production meetings and just ripping each other to shreds. That's the fun. Outside, nice job. Took it out of bounds. He didn't want to get hit there, man. Tirico, I tell you what, when I see Mike Tirico, you guys don't understand at home. This guy works 47 jobs for ESPN. He did 7 basketball games last night. He actually broke the space-time continuum just to get to 2 different games. Incredible stuff, man.
I just try to keep up with Jaws film viewing as well.
Watching hundreds of hours of videotape. Unbelievable. It's incredible what you can do.
Second and 4, and C.J. Anderson from the Broncos with the carry. Stop. Jaws, since you're here, maybe you can help us with the touchdown that Andrew Luck threw earlier.
Yeah, Ron, talk about this touchdown.
Here we go back. He takes a 3-step drop, looks on the outside, looks off the receiver, and there he is. Touchdown. Great throw.
How many hours did you study film on that?
I watched over 152 billion hours of videotape, and that's why I truly believe that could have been the best throw ever.
Third and 5 to Stafford. And his shot to Jimmy Graham is incomplete.
Little bit of a miscommunication there, Mike. That happens in games like these, you know?
Great, John.
I'll tell you what, that's one of the things. That's what I love about Team Irvin, man. These guys, a lot of Cowboys on the same team. They're on the same page, aren't they?
And on that play, it was Matthew Stafford, and the defense was from his teammate, Glover Quinn. So one teammate stopped the other.
I'll tell you what, man, that's the great thing about this game. You see guys playing against guys that they would never play against. I love that stuff, man.
When does your flight leave?
No, Frank's here all week.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what, I was only supposed to do a couple plays. I'm staying through the 4th quarter, man.
Vinatieri is getting close to the extra point on NFL Countdown on Sunday. The great Frank Caliendo Super Bowl feature.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it, and it's going to be great.
Great having you. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks, man.
The Toyota halftime is coming up with Chris Berman. We'll have a live musical performance. Nico and Vince. Duo that sings that great song, Am I Wrong? We'll also have the interviews with the Super Bowl quarterbacks. Tom Brady from Foxborough. Patriots have not left New England yet. And Russell Wilson will be live on the set. The Seahawks arriving here in the Super City earlier today. All ahead with Chris Berman on site here in Arizona for the Toyota halftime. Team Carter and Drew Brees taking over to the 25-yard line. And just before set with the run, just 4 yards. So John, we have Brady and Russell Wilson battling to get their hands back on the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Brady making that record for a quarterback and equaling the most appearances by a player in the Super Bowl with 6. Looking for that 4th, tying with Bradshaw Montana. But Russell Wilson is the big quarterbacks in the big games. He has knocked down the Super Bowl champs throughout his career. Brees pass complete. Martellus Bennett, a gain of 2.
Both of these teams very similar. The Legion of Boom, the Seattle defense. But don't forget New England's defense. They got Darrelle Revis, Brandon Browner. They're very talented themselves. Both teams have a big back. Marshawn Lynch, LeGarrette Blount for the Patriots. Both world champion quarterbacks, but I think it's going to be Russell Wilson and his dynamic playmaking that will decide the Super Bowl. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks.
You are?
23-20.
Really? Wow, I'm surprised at that. 3rd and 6. Brees swinging it out in the open field for set. Tied up by Clay Matthews and pulled back. It's actually one of the harder tackles of the game. Weddle and Kuechly make it, and it's 4th down.
This Clay Matthews is quite a football player. He's been an edge player his entire career. This season, Green Bay moved him to inside linebacker, and he had to do more in coverage than he's ever had to do before. That's a good play. But Clay Matthews can play defensive end, outside linebacker. He proved he can go inside. He also proved he's an unselfish player.
John Kuhn going forward, trying to get the first down. Sheldon Richardson of the Jets has in his arms, but I think he got past the 35. So Team Carter here is going for it on these 4th downs. Maybe they don't want to take the risk of kicking it away and having to cover one of those punts that you talked about before.
Oh, the pass rush hasn't really been stellar so far. I think they're thinking, let's put the game in Drew Brees' hands. You see Alfred Morris has just checked in at tailback.
Morris replacing LaShawn McCoy in this Pro Bowl. Brees throws complete. And Jordy Nelson. Grimes chasing him across midfield and into Team Irvin territory.
Another deep cross, and Jordy Nelson, first Pro Bowl, over 1,500 yards. People underestimate his speed and his size, and that catch radius allows him to make a lot of plays on the ball in flight.
5-9, set high. You ready? Play set.
48, Brees throwing, and again Antonio Brown has had a good first half with another reception, his 4th of this first half.
Antonio Brown can run any route from any formation. Here's a post corner, and he beat Grimes badly on the double move. Keep an eye on this red zone for J.J. Watt. Don't be surprised if John Harbaugh lets Watt come in here should this drive continue.
5-9, set high.
2-minute warning coming. And Brees with an end zone shot and a beautiful catch for the touchdown by Jordy Nelson. That's wait a minute. Clay Matthews, it's the wrong team. They scored on you, but it is your teammate.
Same route they scored on earlier. All go. You're going to see 4 verticals. Everybody's going to run vertical patterns. They're going to look off the free safety. And the money ball to Jordy Nelson in the slot. Ball's thrown perfectly. Just a beautiful pattern. Landmarks. Outstanding work by Team Carter.
Eagles' Cody Parkey knocks it through from 35, and Team Carter picks up the 4th down on a John Kuhn run. And the 2-minute warning, Kuhn's Green Bay teammate Jordy Nelson with the score. Wait a minute, you're my teammate, but you're not. It's the Pro Bowl. Matthew Stafford quarterbacking Team Irvin here in the 2nd quarter. He was a replacement for Peyton Manning, who obviously with his quad injury not participating in this year's Pro Bowl, but it is his Pro Bowl debut and the first Detroit quarterback since Greg Landry in 1971 to play in the Pro Bowl. Pass incomplete to his teammate Glothen Tate. Let's listen to Stafford wired up.
Good to see you, man. You doing all right? Good. Oh, we go in there and get that? Hey, good job. Hey, this is like slot for you guys, okay? It's flex right Philly, okay? That's shoot fades, all right? We got gun.
A couple of touchdowns he's thrown, 218 yards inside of 2 minutes here. Nice to throw to Jason Witten, playing in Pro Bowl number 10. And he has a first down.
I like what Stafford did, Mike. He got his completion percentage up. He reduced the turnovers, and he won games, and he learned a new offense. I think he's going to continue to improve in that system.
90 seconds left. Stafford's pass to Witten incomplete. John, you bring up that point. Matthew Stafford had an excellent 2011 with 5,000 passing yards, and the stats haven't come close to that, but you see the improvement this year, his first year in a new offense.
Yeah, and it's not an easy offense to master. And remember, they had a lot of injuries on their offensive line. Calvin Johnson missed most of October, and Reggie Bush had problems. And in year 2 of that system, I expect Stafford and the Lions to take a giant step forward.
Second and 10. Pass incomplete for Witten. It was almost like the disappointment of the postseason was handed down from game to game. It was Witten's team that beat Stafford's team, and Detroit was disappointed about the 3 penalties on one play, one that was called and the flag was picked up. And then the very next week, it was Jordy Nelson's Packer team, because Jordy is live tweeting there, as some of the players are. It was Nelson's team that saw Dallas disappointed with that call on the Dez Bryant catch, and then last week, it was the disappointment for Green Bay going up to Seattle and blowing that lead. Exits in the NFC playoffs with teams going to have a long winter thinking about what happened. Stafford running around and firing. Oh, great catch, Beckham. It's Beckham.
I've never seen hands like Odell Beckham. He puts on a show in pregame warm-up. Watch this route. He's working against Antonio Cromartie in the hole between the corner and the safety. And he just plucks it. Huge hands. Great sideline awareness, and amazing he can handle the football like he can.
Minute 11 left. Stafford throws complete. Again, it's Emmanuel Sanders inside the 15 and pushed out of bounds by Glover Quinn at the 11. Unbelievable stuff pregame with Odell Beckham Jr., as it has been every week we've seen.
I'm telling you, get to the stadium early and watch Odell Beckham in pregame warm-up. It's one catch after another. You go watch him practice at the Pro Bowl, and the fans are going crazy at some of the catches that this kid makes. 91 catches and 1,300 yards in 12 games. Eli Manning's got to just really be excited about the future of that giant pass offense.
First and 10 from the 11. Sproles with a run. Darren Sproles 2 yards away from a touchdown. His LSU teammate Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, calls the desert home. Playing in the secondary for the Arizona Cardinals. I taught OBJ everything he know, says Mathieu. Jarvis Landry and Beckham, 2 LSU receivers, both with big impact seasons this season of the rookie wide receiver in the NFL. Evans, Kelvin Benjamin, Sammy Watkins, Brandon Cooks with New Orleans. Some big impact rookies this year. Stafford's pass is deflected and into the hands of J.J. Watt. What else is new this year?
It's a matter of time before J.J. Watt makes his presence felt. Working against Joe Thomas, he sees the quarterback start his delivery, and 38 batted down passes in his first few years as a Houston Texan. He has 2 tonight.
He comes up with that interception a year that he made so many headlines. The fumble recoveries 5, the forced fumbles, and 20+ sacks. The first player since they kept sacks as an individual stat to have multiple 20+ sack seasons.
I don't know how he isn't the MVP of pro football. 5 touchdowns he scores. He causes fumbles, he recovers fumbles, he bats down passes.
Who would you have voted for, him or Andrew or Aaron Rodgers if you had a vote? Because that's what it came down to for most voters.
You shouldn't have brought Aaron Rodgers' name up.
Well, that's
a tough call for me. I love J.J. Watt, and he is a great guy. Everybody that you meet loves being around J.J. Watt.
J.J.'s going to host Mike and Mike. Be with the guys at one point this week, Super Bowl week. And Sunday we'll find out if he's the MVP, the NFL honors. Breeze taking a shot downfield. And it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. Listen to J.J. make a play. Again.
I told you. I told you. Got you, baby. Let's go, baby.
College tight end, Central Michigan left off to Wisconsin. And great success there. And on the tablet, getting to see the video of his interception. This is something that they're experimenting with. You were not allowed to show video on the sidelines during the game, but on these tablets that came into the league this year from a technology growth perspective, they're trying another part of that here tonight, showing the all 22. You see all the players in one shot from the end zone or from the 50-yard line to players on the field. Timeout taken here, 10 seconds left. As a coach, what would you think of being able to do that in game?
I love it. It beats having the still shots.
Right.
I mean, you can show your players how it looks at real speed from the end zone, from the sideline. Very valuable. I don't think that's going to happen, though, in a real NFL game. But you can tweet now, Mike.
Well, in this game,
tweet on the sidelines. You got these keyboards down there. This is you'd love this game. That'd be a great game for you to coach.
You know, people ask all the time, when are you going to get Gruden on Twitter?
That ain't happening.
I didn't think so.
You're responsible for everything you tweet. I'm not the most responsible computer man.
10 seconds left for Breeze and Team Carter. Throw a screen to Forsett. And the Ravens back, picking space, out of bounds with 2 seconds left. 1 second left here before halftime.
Hey.
Team Irvin will get the ball back for the third quarter. Breeze coming over and say, wait, we're at the 34-yard line. 66 yards. You got a 66-yard throw.
And there's a lot of Team Irvin defenders that have retreated to defend his Hail Mary pass. Look for A.J. Green.
Play clock just ran down. It's going to be delay a game with 1 second left. Back them up even more. The play clock, by the way, usually at 40 seconds and 25 seconds. For the Pro Bowl is at 35 and 25. Moves a bit
Here we
quick.
go. We're good. All right, sit hot. Blue 90. Blue 90 set.
And they will just run it with Forsett. Cross midfield and bumped out of bounds by Luke Kuechly as this first half comes to an end. So Team Carter leads Team Irvin 20-19. Team Irvin will start the second half with the ball. We go down to the field and Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime. Chris. Earlier this week, Pro Bowl players, coaches, and local volunteers came together to make a difference here in Arizona. The NFL Play 60 Community Blitz featured more than 80 players at Play 60 events, including the dedication of a new fitness trail at the Arizona National Guard Armory. And Pro Bowl practice was also held at Luke Air Force Base, giving military members and their families an unparalleled opportunity to see the NFL's best up close.
Knowing that we were able to put a smile on the face and make some small difference. I think that's what the NFL wants to do and what the Play 60 campaign is all about.
Go.
You can learn more about NFL Play 60 by visiting NFLRush.com. It's a great weekend in the desert, capped off by the Pro Bowl game here tonight. 20-19, the Chris Carter captain team leading the Michael Irvin captain team. You see their yards off each team having 6 possessions. The game's lone turnover came at the goal line, a J.J. Watt interception. Here's what the head coaches were messaging to their teams in the locker room a moment ago.
Hey, listen, man. Game's about to heat up. Everybody understands that, right? You saw the last 2 plays of the half. Game's about to heat up. Whoever wins this game is going to be a team that tackles and a team that blocks, flat out, and the team that gets to the quarterback.
Hey, nice job in the first half. Nice job in the first half. Let's do this, though, in the second half. Let's turn it up a notch. Let's turn that flame up a little bit and go get this thing. That makes sense? Okay, you hear me say this a lot. Best version of yourself. Okay, the best of the best. Let's see what you got now. It was a good start. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
With great appreciation.
Steve Irvin on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Steve Irvin.
Yes, sir.
To those two head coaches, great appreciation for, I think, football fans kind of agree with that. And John, look, this is hard. This is the game where your teammates mean the most because you work as a group of 11 on every play, and you don't know these guys. And it's the most physical game, so it's hard to have an all-star game, anything close to what we see. But I credit the coaches for their messaging to the players there.
Yeah, my message was simple. We're playing for $27,000. That's the best motivation you have in the Pro Bowl.
$55,000 per player. Fumble there on the snap. Is that J.J. Watt again? J.J. Watt falls on it and comes up with a recovery. To the handoff to C.J. Anderson. Mishandled, and Watt gets his second turnover of the game.
I don't think C.J. Anderson ever got the football on the exchange, and no, he did not. Once again, it's J.J. Watt.
He's always where the ball is, right?
Yes, he does. He has great awareness. Unbelievable.
So he's come up with turnovers in the last couple of snaps for Team Irvin, and Team Carter will take over at the 22-yard line. So Stafford was still in at quarterback for his team, Team Irvin. Team Carter with Drew Brees once again. Brees played the second. Alfred Morris for the Washington Redskins with a first down to the 11-yard line. Each team has 44 players to give you a sense if you're looking for a player representing your team or perhaps your favorite player as the substitutions happen for both Team Carter and Team Irvin, right and left respectively. Next Gen Stats brought to you by Zebra Technologies, the official on-field player tracking provider of the NFL. Morris with the run to the right. Slips down there at the 10-yard line. Gains a yard. Alfred Morris, an injury replacement here in this Pro Bowl for LaShawn McCoy. 1,074 yards. A dip down in the production with Morris this past season.
Aggie, 4 verticals once again, and you're going to see Alfred Morris work a little check down over the ball.
Brees throwing for the tight end, Olsen. And rang out of bounds and incomplete.
Good job by the official. 4 verticals. It's been the go-to play for Team Carter tonight. Olsen catches the football, but doesn't quite get both feet in. He wants a big challenge.
Looking over there, trying to say he got that left foot in. John Parry, John Harbaugh in conversation. And he will challenge it. The challenge flag thrown. This doesn't happen when we have the Pro Bowl in Hawaii because the infrastructure for replay doesn't happen over there. And there's a little change to
challenge the previous play of a completed catch versus incomplete for a score. We'll review the play. Timeout on the field.
Try to see if that left foot was down while he had the ball. A little change in the way they're going to be able to do the replay. The referee, John Parry, instead of going under the hood, will hold the tablet and look.
Wow.
The 2015 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And NFL On Location, go to NFLOnLocation.com for event ticket packages to Super Bowl 49. 1 week from tonight out here in Arizona. So John Parry, the referee, looked at the tablet, brought out onto the field, and here is the verdict.
After reviewing the play with 2 feet in the end zone and clear possession, touchdown.
So Olsen gets his second touchdown. Team Carter extends his lead. We mentioned the league using the new technology partners that they have. They bring out the tablet and the headphones so John Parry can have communication with it would be New York on a regular basis during the season, and saw this Olsen possession. Remember that left foot was down long enough, John, and
I think there was some glare on that screen. I don't agree with that call, but it is the Pro Bowl. And Olsen, as you said, 2 touchdowns tonight. What a season he had as a Carolina Panther. Not often.
It sure did. 2-point conversion now coming with a lead of 7. Breeze on the slant to T.Y. Hilton, who has it for the 2, and Team Carter takes a 28-19 lead. Breeze, the 9-time Pro Bowler, hits the man making the debut in this game. They got the ball back because J.J. Watt made another big play here tonight.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That's the man Chris Carter was hoping would have that kind of success for him. We'll talk to Chris here in a moment after Team Irvin with Matthew Stafford takes over. We have a flag first.
Full start, offense number 77, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, Chris, J.J. Watt's having that impact that you had hoped he would.
Oh, absolutely. No need. Coach Harbaugh spoke a few words at halftime, but J.J. Watt was the one who gave the last little push to let's go get this money.
It kind of legit, Chris, a real push to the players to pick up the tempo a bit?
Well, we knew that we just warned them that the tempo would pick up. And we wanted to be on the aggressive side, on the tackle, and try to force some turnovers. That's what it's going to come down to, tackling, turnover.
There's a tackle, shy of midfield. Glover Quinn with the stop as Stafford was rushed by J.J. Watt. What's this experience been like so far, Chris, going through the first half there, back on the sideline again during a game?
Oh, it's nice. It's slow getting started, but the guys are trying to get a feel for it. The field's in great shape. You know, the teams are evenly matched, too, so they got some young wide receivers that are making some plays, but we feel like they also been blitzing a little bit more than they're supposed to.
Hang on one second. I got one more question for you here, Captain. The midfield, C.J. Anderson gets that handoff cleanly, and nice cutback, a gain of a dozen. Are you the one behind going for it on 4th down at your own 30-yard line, or is that Coach John Harbaugh?
No, that's John Harbaugh and the whole Harbaugh family. I told them that's the worst decision any of the Harbaughs ever made.
That's Ohio talking about Michigan with the other Harbaugh now, right? You're starting that. All right, Chris, we'll check in with you later. Thanks, pal.
All right, take care, guys.
Of course, John Harbaugh's brother, Jim, taking over at the University of Michigan. Don't know if you know Chris, he's an Ohio State guy. He said that about 1,000 times in the last couple of weeks. Stafford's pass caught by Odell Beckham Jr. and Aqib Talib dances him to the sideline at the 35-yard line.
It's Aqib Talib. And the Denver Broncos acquired a number of free agents, Mike, that didn't just come over and play well. They played at a Pro Bowl level. Talib, T.J. Ward, DeMarcus Ware, Emmanuel Sanders. 4 first-year Denver Broncos in this year's Pro Bowl game. And the coach gets fired. How about that?
John Fox after the 4 division titles. Moving on to take over the Bears. Stafford tried to stop the throw. He picked it up. Now tosses it downfield. And it's broken up by the Arizona Cardinals' Antonio Cromartie. Which brings a cheer from this crowd here at University of Phoenix Stadium.
Cromartie can play. It's the 3rd different team that Cromartie has made the Pro Bowl with. He did it as a Charger. He did it as a Jet. And here he is as an Arizona Cardinal. He and Patrick Peterson really allowed the Cardinals to blitz. They could trust these two men in one-on-one coverage, and they need to re-sign Cromartie, I believe. The strength of the Arizona Cardinals at the end of the season was their secondary.
Free agent to be, 3rd and 6. In and out of the hands of Randall Cobb. So the 2 NFC North players, Stafford and Cobb, cannot connect. And 4th down coming.
Let's see if these Buffalo Bills can turn up the pass rush. You see Mario Williams, Darius, 3 Buffalo Bills in this year's Pro Bowl game. Buffalo had 54 sacks. They led the NFL, and Jerry Hughes isn't here. He might be the best pass rusher.
Now they'll have Rex Ryan as their head coach, staying in the division, replacing Doug Marrone. Snap came too quick. Sproles tries to erase the mistake. He cannot. And on downs, Team Carter will take over at the 35-yard line. Team Irvin held off the scoreboard here for the last 10 minutes. Of course, our Super Bowl coverage all week on ESPN and postseason NFL Countdown. Chris Berman and the guys already here in Arizona. And next Sunday morning, they'll be with you for 4 hours to set the table for Super Bowl 49. 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Postseason NFL Countdown from here. Matter of fact, all of our shows this week. The Sports Centers, the NFL shows from Scottsdale. So a lot of chances if you're out here in the desert to watch some of the shows live. TV and radio. Drew Brees takes over at his own 35. And underneath, Martellus Bennett with the catch and a gain of a half dozen. So listen in here as Brees calls play.
Expert, you shall across.
There you go. There you go. Ace solo left, pass 16, X burner, you shall across. Solo, solo.
Little play action pass off the right side. They're going to look for T.Y. Hilton at the bottom of the screen.
Come down to the check down in Bennett. Hilton was covered, and Martellus brought down right at the first head. Elvis Dumerville back there in coverage.
I'm not quite sure T.Y. got that play call.
High right, fullback dive.
Base.
High right, dive right.
Base.
I got that one. I got that call.
High formation, dive right.
High right, fullback dive right, on one. Yeah.
Do you know which one the fullback is, Mike?
That'll be John Kuhn, John Gruden.
5'9". Sit hot.
Kuhn, who carried 24 times during the season for the Packers. Gets it there and goes for the first down and more. There goes John Kuhn with a good Pro Bowl gain inside the 28-yard line to the 27. Michael Irvin, your team is down 9 here. You got to come up with a stop right now.
Yeah, we need a stop right now. I'm real worried about this series right here. I don't want them to get too far out in front, especially here in a Pro Bowl, and try to come back late in this game. So we got to get some pressure on the quarterback here in this situation to try to get a turnover.
We heard Coach Garrett in the locker room. What was the mood like in the locker room? Guys going to ratchet it up a little bit?
Well, that's what we talked about. Let's turn it up. And this is the last half of the NFL season. And we want to put our best half, save it for last. Let's make sure we show it right now.
Hey, Mike, are you going to grab Matt Ryan right behind you and tell him to figure it out and win this game for you?
When I made this pick, I understood the man that has won more games late in the fourth quarter in our league in a long time. That's that man standing right next to me right here. I'm sure I put pressure on him to pull this out for us.
Matty Ice getting ready.
You see Matt smiling, he's getting ready. He's going to do it, don't worry.
All right, Mike, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Matt Ryan's here because of Tom Brady participating in the Super Bowl. That's a replacement. 2nd and 11, and Brees able to complete it to Justin Forsett. Stop at 22.
I like this Aaron Donald, rookie of the Rams. That time he came out of the stack. He makes the tackle. 9 sacks. St. Louis has 4 first-round draft choices on their front. And if they can keep them healthy next year, they could be dangerous. They just need Sam Bradford to stay healthy. But Donald really came on. He's very polished for a young defensive lineman.
Sit hot.
This is 3rd and 4, and Brees throwing end zone. Hilton had it picked by Grimes. Brent Grimes. Another Pro Bowl interception. He's gotten Peyton Manning twice, and now he gets another Super Bowl champion, Brees.
It's a slant and go, and T.Y. Hilton ran right by Grimes. Ball is underthrown, and off the ricochet,
he took it from him.
Grimes took it away.
Oh. A heck of a play by Brent Grimes. And Team Irvin gets the turnover. Well, the players in this Pro Bowl, chance to enjoy a little bit of Arizona. About Friday, Luke Kuechly hiked the Echo Canyon Trail at Camelback. As if the practices weren't enough, as if the season wasn't enough, a chance to go up and check it out. One of the special players in the league. We talked about it during our wild card game when the Cardinals beat Kuechly in Carolina. What a pleasure to visit with one of the faces of this league going forward in his third year now. Luke Kuechly. Matt Ryan is the new quarterback. Handed to Mark Ingram for a gain of 8 yards. And why don't we take a peek at the other players out there with seventh-year man out of Boston College.
I left. Lead weak right. On one. Ready.
Going to run it again right off the right side. Pro Bowl fullback Marcel Reese will be the escort.
Iowa Mario Williams, the Buffalo Bills, up there in the middle, and it is a first down to the 33-yard line. Very disappointing run, John. 2 years ago, Matt Ryan was 10 yards shy of getting to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship game lost. Since then, 10-22, and for the first time this coming season, he'll have a new head coach as Mike Smith has been replaced.
And a new offensive coordinator, and I like what he did under Dirk Cutter. I was surprised Atlanta was willing to change systems. Matt Ryan really flourished in that up-tempo, no-huddle offense.
That's 33, swinging it out to Darren Sproles to get a dozen and a first down to the 45-yard line. Lawrence Timmons and Glover Quinn on the stop.
Darren Sproles coming out of the backfield once again. He's got lead blockers in front. Easy first down against the zone coverage. Sproles used to be teammates with Ingram in New Orleans.
57. Green Eddie. Green is up.
At the 45-yard line, Ingram with the run. He's going to gain 3 yards to the 48. We mentioned Atlanta with a coaching change as Mike Smith will be replaced. Dan Quinn, the Seattle defensive coordinator, is likely to be the new head coach, although the Falcons cannot name him while he's still involved with the Seahawks who play here next week. But you mentioned the change in systems. Kyle Shanahan has been hired as the offensive coordinator.
A tough transition for Matty Ice.
Second and 7. Sproles couldn't hang on. It was a hit waiting with the rookie C.J. Mosley representing the Ravens there in the middle of the field. We talked about the coaching changes. 7 in all here in this offseason. 2 in the Bay Area. Jim Tomsula, the defensive line coach, takes over. Jack Del Rio was defensive coordinator with the Broncos. We've got John Fox going from Denver to Chicago, and Gary Kubiak returning for the team he played for. The 2 in the AFC East. Rex Ryan moves up to Buffalo. Todd Bowles from here is Arizona's defensive coordinator to the Jets. And then the TBA in Atlanta that everybody thinks will be the Seahawks defensive coordinator, Quinn. Ryan's pass for Witten is incomplete. He's looking for a hands to the face. It'll be fourth down. John, what of all those coaching changes has garnered your curiosity here the last week or two?
Well, obviously, John Fox being available really shocked me. You win 4 division titles in a row, you get fired. He hired Vic Fangio, the 49er defensive coordinator. They'll try to go to a 3-4, I believe, in Chicago. That'll be exciting. The Bears need some defense. And Gary Kubiak, no matter what anybody tells me, he's still one of the top 2 or 3 offensive coaches in pro football. I want to see what happens with Kubiak and Peyton Manning. If those two could work together, that could really be exciting in Denver.
That's the big question. What will happen with number 18 and Peyton Manning going forward? There's a penalty on that play for blitzing, so it's the second time that has been detected in the game, and will keep the ball with Team Irvin for the first down. But of course, that's going to be the question everyone is wondering about on through March. Will Peyton Manning be back with the Broncos, and where does that leave that team with the other decisions they have to make with both Thomases, the wide receiver and tight end?
I think Peyton's going to come back. He had an MVP type season for the first 10 weeks. That injury must have been more serious than what we believed or what we knew. Time, hopefully, will heal some wounds, and we hope to see the Sheriff back in Denver.
So the blitz to the first down. Ryan keeps it at the 37. And there is Ingram who slips after the gain of 7 to the 30-yard line. Of course, Peyton Manning, if he does come back, continuing his pursuit of so many of Brett Favre's records. The first one he got this year, going past 508. The total still at 530 and counting, closing in a couple of thousand yards away. And the victories 8 to break Favre's mark for a quarterback at the top of the chart. So has one, the other two sitting out there. Some of the stories if Peyton does come back. That's another slip by Ingram, who gets back up and gets the first down at the 25. John, I've seen 7 or 8 guys slip here tonight, and that'll be very interesting to see for next week at the Super Bowl. This field comes in on a big tray. This is one of the engineering marvels of this stadium. The field rolls back out, stays out in the sun, and then rolls back in on these massive trays. It's a retractable roof and field.
57.
I've seen a lot of guys slip and just wonder if that's something that the Seahawks and the Patriots are taking notice of. Big opening for Ingram. To the 2. Make it the 1.
Well, Marcel Reese, the fullback for the Oakland Raiders, he likes these isolation blocks today because the linebackers aren't exactly filling the hole like they normally do. And Mark Ingram takes the ball down to the 1-yard line.
Ingram, who had 964 yards, not his best season. An unrestricted free agent coming. He's here replacing Marshawn Lynch. And of course, this is the Pro Bowl because of the Seahawks' participation in the Super Bowl. Ingram, that time stopped as we hit the 3rd quarter. 2-minute warning. Again, if you weren't with us earlier for the explanation of the rules, 2-minute warning at the end of the 1st and 3rd as well. Team Irvin trying to move closer. Back here in Arizona, Chris Carter on the left, Michael Irvin on the right. They both giving it their full attention here. Last year, the captains were Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders, and Rice's team did defeat Deion Sanders' team 22-21 in Honolulu.
We need this.
And Irvin's team trying to move a bit closer here with a 9-point deficit inside of 2 minutes in the 3rd. Ryan, touchdown to Emmanuel Sanders of the Denver Broncos.
Little slot combination. I'm sure Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan put that in on the sideline at the 2-minute warning. And Sanders pops clean. Beckham rubs off Cromartie, and that's an easy touchdown. Scott Linehan, Jason Garrett do an excellent job in the scoring zone.
Second touchdown reception for Emmanuel Sanders here, John.
Michael Irvin likes that pep talk he gave to Matt Ryan. He put him right back in the game, and see if we can make this a 2-point game.
Get extra points, 15 yards back from where they normally are kicked. So Adam Vinatieri trying to knock it in there, those narrow goalposts, and it's no good. So that's twice that Vinatieri has been unable to convert the 35-yard extra point on the goalposts that are 4 feet more narrow. 2015 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's. Just the 2nd time in the last 35 years this game has not been in Honolulu. 2010, when the Super Bowl was in South Florida. Pro Bowl was played the week before. Same true here. 28-25, Chris Carter's captained team, leading Michael Irvin's captain team. Who's joining us. This is the 2nd year that it's not the AFC against the NFC. It is fantasy football type draft, and Andy Dalton is the new quarterback for Team Carter.
False start, offense number 88, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Andy making his 2nd Pro Bowl appearance, and there you see the other players on the field with him. As Team Carter goes 3 wide receivers here for the moment. Both of the Pouncey brothers are in the lineup. On the opposite side on defense, see those pass rushers, including Aaron Donald, the rookie. Von Miller playing linebacker along with Clay Matthews. And the players in the secondary. Dalton with the throw, it is complete. Brown has it at the 25-yard line. John, Andy Dalton, different coordinator this year. And there you see his numbers.
Yeah, he did not throw for very many yards. Only 19 touchdowns. That's the fewest he's had. But 64 consecutive starts, and he knows how to win. He just got to prove it in the postseason.
Well, he's seen 8 games in his career against the Steelers, so he knows that the guy wearing the Steeler helmet is pretty darn good. And another one to Brown for the completion as they've jumped into a no-huddle here because the clock is running down here at the end of the third. Possession changes for the fourth through the hands of T.Y. Hilton from the Colts and incomplete. There's his teammate Jaquel Jackson right next to him.
Makes us to see Geno Atkins rush his quarterback.
There you go.
I mean, if I'm Marvin Lewis and I'm sitting at home watching this, I'm thinking I really want to see Geno Atkins come back. He had a bad knee injury last year. He did not play to his standards this year, but I do not want him to turn it on against my own quarterback.
Life's a series of trade-offs. Trade off the unconference part for this. And you have situations like that. Pass for Hilton is incomplete. You don't accept change quickly and easily. This is still hard to get used to. A teammate rushing against teammate.
Don't you think, Mike? I mean,
yes,
you
I
see
do.
John Harbaugh's coaching against some of his players.
Right.
Geno Atkins is trying to sack his own quarterback. I consider that odd. And I don't understand the goalpost yet either.
The narrow goalpost, 4 feet more now. Adam Vinatieri is not enjoying it. There's 2 extra points. Dalton is wrapped up and thrown down. There's a sack for Elvis Dumervil, making his 4th Pro Bowl appearance. And it's Von Miller. 158 Denver current, 58 Denver past.
You know, Dumervil, 17 sacks as a Bronco, and now he has 17 sacks as a Raven. That time he beat Dwayne Brown. That's the 2nd sack. The first time he blitzed, though, Mike. What a player. 5'11", uncommon height for a great pass rusher, but he has powerful legs, and he can really get off the ball.
3 times a Pro Bowler as a Bronco. First time doing it representing the Ravens. So Pat McAfee will punt the ball away. Oh, almost blocked Bears. Matthews ran in. Sproles with it to the 26. There is a flag down. And Sproles tackled at the 39-yard line. Of course, there are special teams additions for players who do a great job on coverage teams. Justin Bethel is the special teamer on Team Carter, and Darryl Stuckey for Team Irvin. It's nice that those players are recognized for their performance throughout the year as well.
Yes, it is.
Matthew Slater of the Patriots, who's such a good job in all special teams, originally honored.
During the return holding, receiving team number 25, 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10. Timeout on the field.
37 seconds left here in the third. Matt Ryan led an 80-yard drive. He's back on the field, trying to give Team Irvin the lead. Tremendous story in the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks out of nowhere. They've won 16 in a row. They're 37-8. If you haven't seen them, you can check them out against Brooklyn on Wednesday night. And Lisa Salters and I will join Mark Jackson, not too far from here, downtown in Phoenix, as the Washington Wizards, the 2nd best team in the East, take on the Suns, who are battling for a playoff spot in the 8th spot right now. NBA Wednesday on ESPN. We'll have NBA games out here Wednesday and Friday in the Super Bowl city. Matter of fact, Media Day on Tuesday that they sell tickets to is right in the arena that the Suns call home downtown. 16 seconds, and they'll be in 2-minute mode because the ball changes hands at the end of the quarter. Golden Tate did a lot of this for the Lions this year. Great after-the-catch run. He gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line with 25 left in the third.
He sure did, Mike. Over 700 yards of damage after the catch this year in Detroit. He makes Mosley miss, Talib miss, picks up a block. And he has Team Irvin almost in field goal range. Even though those crossbars are only 14 feet wide. Might not want to kick one.
Again, Team Carter gets the ball to start the 4th quarter. Thus Team Irvin moving down the field and will use their timeouts. That pass is Deflected. Was that Watt again?
Watt and Calais Campbell working together on inside pass rushers. Good luck. Campbell's 6'7" and J.J. Watt. 3 times tonight, Mike.
There is an offensive and a defensive MVP with a couple of passes knocked down, interception and fumble recovery.
What's the MVP get?
A pretty sweet GMC vehicle, John.
He's going to need to get a big garage.
I think he can handle that with the deal he signed this year. Sproles out of the backfield. Inside the 30 to 26-yard line, Jason Garrett runs out to get a timeout called with 13 seconds left here in the third before Team Irvin loses possession.
Put a sting on the outside route.
Hey, let's go 12.
Hey, tell Jimmy he's running the, we're going smash. Okay. F sting. If it's not there, burn it. Okay.
Hey, what is the formation? Demon right? And
yeah.
so the sting, we're saying a sting is a corner, and it's up the seam or it's to the middle.
It's wide versus post defense and to the middle.
That's part of the deal, John. You got to translate it back to your offensive system so you know what the concept is, what the other guys call it.
Well, sometimes you tell a guy to run a corner. Sometimes you tell him to read the middle, and if it's closed, he can run the post.
Hey, stay in here, stay in here. We going?
14 seconds left here in the
Come
third.
back from the outside. Scat right, on one, ready? Hey, smash.
Michael Irvin's been right in the middle of all those huddles.
Hey, 57.
Michael's looking very tense here, John. From 27, Ryan with the throw. He got the memo, but the receivers did not. 9 seconds remain here in the third.
Well, he and Jimmy Graham not on the same page there. Got to get a quick completion here and take a timeout and try to tie the game.
They are out of third quarter timeouts. You get 2 in the third quarter, and nothing goes back over.
Get rid.
Right, Scott right, striker on one, ready? Get out, striker. Hey, let's go. Luigi!
He sees the play clock, which is down to 3. That's why I say, come on, let's go. Watt tried to get in there and disrupt it. It's caught by Witten, who gets out of bounds with 4 seconds left, and they'll have to try a field goal. It'll be just a little bit longer than these extra points have been. Adam Vinatieri has missed a couple so far.
Has anybody ever said Vinatieri's missed a couple so far?
Almost never. And the fourth oldest player in Pro Bowl history, Adam Vinatieri. Again, the field goal post narrowed to 14 feet between the two openings, usually 18 feet. So it's just so odd to see the players not kicking off of the hash marks as the goalposts are inside the hash. .38-yarder here at the end of the third. And missed to the left. Adam Vinatieri, who knows how long he's going to stay in the league, but he's glad that his run in the league will probably end before we narrow the goalpost. For those who say the kicks are easy, the way it's set up, if there's a change going forward in the rules, maybe it'll be a little bit different. After 3, Irvin's team down 3. Valley of the Sun. Arizona hosting the 2015 Pro Bowl presented by McDonald's, as well as Super Bowl 49 1 week from tonight. We're 17 miles north and west of Phoenix here at University of Phoenix Stadium. 28-25, the Chris Carter captain team leading the Michael Irvin captain team. Andy Dalton, Team Carter start the fourth quarter with the ball. Pass incomplete. You see Adam Vinatieri, one of the great kickers in the history of the league. He's only missed 10 extra points, John, in 19 years. 1 extra point missed in the last 7 years. That one would have been good on the regular goalpost. Same with that one as well. The field goal, though, was wide to the left. Has to play with the kicker's head his entire life. He's looked at these 4 feet wider goalposts.
It's hard to believe Adam Vinatieri's missed 3 kicks. I haven't seen that in 3 years.
Second and 10. Dalton throws complete. Martellus Bennett from the Bears. Luke Kuechly chasing him, along with DeMarcus Ware in on the tackle.
About Luke Kuechly and his preparation, his work ethic. MVP of the league on defense last year. 2 years ago, the Rookie of the Year on defense. This year, the Carolina Panthers win a playoff game. What a leader he is. He and Thomas Davis set a real physical tone in Carolina.
His center Ryan Khalil may have said it best. Kuechly's something out of Mayberry. This is so good on and off the field. Grimes looking for that second interception. He's trying to take a little bit of J.J. Watt's defensive MVP mojo.
And Team Irvin has turned it up a notch on defense. Grimes has made a lot of plays on the ball tonight. He's going to jump this quick outside breaking route, and Andy Dalton's lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. See if we can set Darren Sproles up for a punt return.
Pat McAfee again to kick. McAfee's snapper. O.P. Labashar from Dallas. He's the only Cowboy who didn't make it over to Team Irvin. But a 10-year player in the league. It's his first Pro Bowl. Odell Beckham Jr. and Team Irvin taking over at the 33. What a year. 1,305 receiving yards for Odell Beckham Jr., third in Giants history. With 91 catches, 12 touchdowns in his 12 games played. And he has added a few highlights here tonight, John.
Well, he ran right by Antoine Bethea, and look at that deep ball concentration. Then he got lost in a cover 2 zone, and he found his quarterback. How about those hands? 10-inch hands. His ability to reach out and pluck it is amazing. He can throw the ball almost the length of the field left-handed. I've seen him kick a 46-yard field goal and it went right through the uprights about halfway up.
It was unbelievable. Before the game on the field, Randy Brown is the kicking coordinator coach specifically just for kicking for the Ravens, and this is the staff that's on the opposite side with Team Carter. But Randy showed a thing or two to Beckham, so I'm standing on the field with John Harbaugh. We're watching this, and here's Beckham going to kick.
Look at this guy.
On the narrow goalpost.
Maybe he should kick for Manatee tonight. I don't know.
Look at him. That is the sickest dang thing you've seen.
22 years old. He has got an unbelievable future ahead of him.
Newman High School, Isidore Newman High School in New Orleans, same as Eli and Peyton. Junior has it. Remember, I think it was Eli who was telling us when Beckham went down to the Manning Passing Academy, and he was a kid, or they were over at the high school, and they were just throwing to some young receivers, getting some work in during the offseason. And Peyton and Eli kept, well, let me get the one in order so that kid comes up in my rotation. He's a pretty good receiver for a high school player.
His dad was a heck of a player at LSU. His mom ran track. He's got great genes. And
yeah,
fun kid to be around.
3rd and 4, 39-yard line from Matt Ryan. And that pass is broken up by the hometown player, Antonio Cromartie of the Cardinals. And it's 4th down. Michael Irvin, I know that drive stopped there for a minute. It was close. Hey, Michael, Odell Beckham Jr. We've been showing some of his stuff here throughout the night. What'd you learn about the kid being around him for a couple days here?
Man, well, I know Odell pretty well. I worked out with him some last season. I mean, he's just an incredible kid. You know, you watch him in warm-ups. You know, you see it on TV. Just an incredible ability of making those one-handed plays. I'm expecting him to make a great play to help us win this game.
Okay. That's a good guy to invest in for sure. We'll watch when they get the ball back. Thank you, Michael. Kevin Huber, Cincinnati punter, is going to kick it. We have 3 return men back for Team Carter. Devin Hester's back there, Patrick Peterson, and Antonio Brown. That's a heck of a trio to put back. Hester, I think that may have been forward. It bounced over to Peterson over the 15-yard line. How about that, John?
Yeah.
Hester, Antonio Brown, and Peterson, 3 unbelievable return men.
Well, John Harbaugh used to be a special teams coach.
That's right.
He says, I'm going to get a return somehow in this game.
The idea was quite good. We're going to mark the ball at the 14-yard line. The 2015 Pro Bowl is presented by McDonald's, a proud sponsor of the NFL, and Lovin'. And in part by ESPNFanshop.com, powered by Dick's Sporting Goods. And GMC. Enter the Never Say Never sweepstakes for a chance to win a 2015 GMC vehicle at GMC.com/NFL. It's the Rockin' R Ranch, part of Arizona's rich Western history. Keeping it food, music, and Wild West shows. So check that out. Check out Spider Cam. Our coverage tonight from Spider Cam is brought to you by DirecTV. There was a flag on that 3-man platoon punt return unit for an illegal forward pass. So the ball comes back half the distance from the spot of the foul. And Team Carter will take over just outside of its own 2. Matthew Stafford, 316 passing yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. It's the second 300-yard passing game in Pro Bowl history. Peyton Manning had 342 back in the 2004 game. Now Andy Dalton in at quarterback, hands to Alfred Morris. And the Washington back will get a first down. The 15-yard line. Let's go down to Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Mike. Odell, we've watched you make these spectacular one-hand snags out of the air. We've seen you do it in pregame. We see you do it in the game. What's the secret to being able to do it?
The secret really came from my brother Jarvis Landry and I. We used to always just practice it, putting ourselves in whatever situation possible to just go up and, make those kind of catches. We'd go out late at night, throw it to each other, and we're throwing it at each other as hard as we can because, we both want to make the better catch, so we're gonna push each other to get that. So it came from him and I practicing and practicing and practicing.
Now, what a season you had, and you missed the first 4 games of the season, but how do you top that? How do you get better and improve moving forward?
You just kind of got to go back to the drawing board, and you got to watch your film, and you got to see, keep working on the things that you did right, and then on top of that, you got to go find the things that you didn't do right and the things that you can definitely improve on, and come back next year and put all the pieces together.
This is your rookie season. You make your first Pro Bowl. What's been the coolest thing that has happened to you this week?
I think it's just being able to meet all these guys that you've watched for a long time growing up and just been like, wow, what a great player he is, and now you're finally here with him, you're practicing and interacting. It's just, it's such an amazing experience and such a blessing to be here.
And they've all wanted to meet you, right?
Absolutely. They came up to me and talked about, the catch and what a season you had and stuff like that. And it means a lot to me, coming from the older guys, and they're telling me that.
Well, congratulations on a great season. Get back in the game. All right, Mike.
Yeah, Lisa, thank you. Pass incomplete after a John Kuhn completion, then an incompletion, now 3rd and 6. Mentioned it earlier, John, 33 of the 88 players in the game are first-time Pro Bowlers. So for a lot of them, it's a chance to share 2-3 days with some more experienced stars in the league. Dalton throws, Grimes breaks it up again. A pass intended for Antonio Brown.
Grimes, I call it transition. How quick can you transition out of your back pedal and drive on the ball? Watch Grimes in his back pedal. He sees the receiver break and he drives and once again almost has another interception.
It'll be a tough call here if Grimes or J.J. Watt get the defensive MVP of this game. One for defense, one for offense. McAfee to kick it. 58 on the kick. Sproles at his own 22, slips and falls and gets back up. Tries to get to the corner. And in the open field, he's brought down at the 30-yard line by the Ravens rookie linebacker. One of the 4 rookies in this game as position players. C.J. Mosley with the tackle. 3-point game, 8:19 to go. You see the players on the field with Matt Ryan leading Team Irvin. Look for your favorite player representing your team on the left, defense on the right. J.J. Watt has been out there a good part of the game. He has music on during a timeout. J.J.'s out there dancing. He's really enjoying himself. He has brought the most energy of any of the players on Team Carter here tonight. Getting double teamed here as it's a pass complete for a gain of 10 for Mark Ingram of New Orleans.
Or they're going to have a hard time running the ball right up the middle.
I left slot. Let's go lead weak right. No bubble here. I left slot, lead weak right.
I left slot, lead weak right, on one, ready.
Here it comes. They're going to run right at Marcel Darius and Dontari Poe. Good luck. Right off the right side.
Marcel Reese is the lead. Ingram picking his way through space is tackled at the 48-yard line. Scott Linehan calling the plays.
Let's go gun, demon left. Let's go Java left. Let's go H bubble, tosser. Gun, demon left.
Gun, demon left, Java left. H bubble, tosser. Ready? Double slam. Hey, bubble. Jimmy, you good?
Two slants at the bottom of the screen and a bubble screen at the top. He'll pick a side.
Second and 2, and Sproles is the one who gets it out the left in the first down right at midfield. And to the 49.
The 21, let's go high right. Let's go high right, ISO right. High right, ISO right.
Let him go. Come on now, call it, run it. High right, ISO right. Ready? That's that draw.
And out of fullback, Marcel Reese on an isolation block to the right side against C.J. Mosley.
We get Sproles in the game now to do the picking of the hole and use his quickness, and a slip by Peterson, and a hard tackle brings Sproles down inside the 20-yard line. Antoine Bethea with the tackle.
It's the straight lead play, and it's well blocked. Darren Sproles. He can run it. He can catch it. We know he can return it. He's had some unbelievable all-purpose yardage seasons during his career, Mike.
Decade in the league out of Kansas State. First time as a Pro Bowler. Working with LaShawn McCoy, Chip Kelly's system. Ingram left to the 10-yard line. And Michael Irvin's down on the sideline. Michael, you know, if people aren't confident about tackling, I think you guys are taking that let's run it right at him tactic here.
Hey, it's the fourth quarter, you know, and we're coming to win this game right here. I believe we get a score right here. I already got confirmation from the guys on the sideline, the defense. They said they will go out and hold them. So this is a big, big series for us. We got to get this touchdown.
Official confirmation they will not allow a score.
Absolutely. Good. From all of my guys.
Good stuff, Michael. Team's running it 600 yards.
Good enough.
First down there, Michael. He's got enough for the first down.
Yeah, I love what Mark Ingram's doing right there, man. He's running hard. And I believe Sproles, I heard Coach says told Sproles, man, we may get you that truck. We're going to give you some opportunities to win this game. I guess that's what they get for MVP.
The offensive and defensive guys, each one gets a vehicle. In addition, the money, too, $55,000 for each player. The winning team, $28,000 for the runner-up. So these guys are playing for 27 grand difference here.
What is that?
From the 8, Ryan Sproles.
Almost. We here.
This is where you run it behind those Cowboys, Mike. You got about 3 of those offensive linemen out there. Slam it right behind those Dallas Cowboy linemen.
Coach, you know, and that's exactly the whole reason we did this. Got those linemen, you got somebody right here, games like this. I'm with you on that. Let's just go get this in the end zone.
Zach Martin, Travis Pritchard, Tyron Smith, Jason Witten, the tight end there. Ryan's going to throw to Witten. Trying to get himself in. The ball was on the field side of the plane at the pylon there in the end zone, so he's not in shy at the 1.
Here comes the big backs now.
Got to drop. Got to drop it in, baby. Big Witten, let's go. Reese
and Ingram.
Get that pad level low. That could have been a touchdown.
Listen to Michael getting on Wynn. Third and goal, and down by the goal line. Even if they do intend to run, you can't play a goal line defense. Put those extra guys. Ryan will throw, and it's broken up by Talib. Bronco on Bronco.
I'm surprised they have not run the ball from the 1.
Captain Irvin, we're going to watch the replay. 4th and goal. You want to go for the field goal here? Tie the game?
Well, I tell you, it looks like I'm leaving it up to Coach Garrett here. I would love to get us a touchdown here, win this game. Coach, I'm with you. I would love to see just, hey, we got the offensive line. I want to win and lose. I know I'm a receiver. I'll win or lose with one good run. One good run behind those guys and see what happens.
4th and goal here. The play clock is running down. Michael, you're aware that we're on TV and the receivers union might throw you out. You are encouraging a run here at this point.
Hey, I'll have to worry about the receivers union later. You know, I no longer play football, and a difference of 27 G's is huge right now. I'll talk to the union. I'll donate at least half of the 27 extra to the union so we can win this game running the ball. Well, that's what we need to do.
There's a timeout, so we'll let you go in and suggest whatever you'd like to suggest at this point.
That's
we don't
what
want
I'm going to do.
Okay, go ahead. As you are, sir. Go ahead.
Give us the ball back. They got bad field position.
Let's go win this thing. Let's go win.
Let's go win this thing. Oh, we're going to win.
I left Pee-wee right, Jimmy on the main.
Can Jimmy be in there? Can we go 22?
No, you cannot go 22.
Then you gotta go 12. Jason's the fullback. All right. Everybody, calm down. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do.
Go 12 and make.
I left go 12. I left 12.
Do you want to wrestle?
22, by the way, is 2 backs and 2 tight ends.
Not allowed.
And Jason Garrett said you're not allowed to do that. That's a personnel grouping. You must have.
Oh, this is big right here. I tell you what, I love the way Matt Ryan just handled that huddle right there. Calmed everybody down and said, let's get focused in. And he said, let's go win it.
I did
let's
like
see
that.
if we can win this.
I'm with you, Michael. That's a good pickup there on Matt.
That's why I got him in this position. I knew he would be here in the 4th quarter. Let's see if we can get it done.
All right, 4th and goal. 3:14 left. And Ryan throws. Touchdown.
Hey, I told you, Jimmy.
Matty Ice asked for the slant, and he got it.
I told Jimmy we're going to get this. He's going to give me that back jump. I'm going to try it with him this time.
31-28. Jimmy Graham with the score. John, here's a replay.
It's a simple inside breaking route, a slant pattern, and when you get that big body between the defender and the ball, Graham usually wins. What a throw, great catch, and the size advantage wins for Team Irvin.
10 touchdown season for Jimmy Graham.
I'm going to do this right now. Oh, my God.
It'll be Chris Carter's turn here momentarily. We'll talk to CC in a moment. First, let's see if it's a 4-point game. Vinatieri's missed 2 long extra points on the narrow posts. They knocked it through the 14-foot opening. Well, Matty Ice took care of the huddle. So I got this. What we want to do. Jimmy Graham was on the business end. It's a 4-point lead with 3:10 remaining. The winning alumni captain goes against last year's winning captain, Jerry Rice, next year at the Pro Bowl in Honolulu. So Chris Carter, there's a lot of pressure on the line here. Last 3:10.
There's no pressure on me.
Chris, you see Michael's team come back. Michael was very vocal that his team was going to come back. What's the mood over there on your sideline?
Michael's always yelling, telling some lies or something. We can't play any run defense. You think he had something to do with that? And we can't get a first down.
Let's see what happens here from your own 25. And Alfred Morris has it. Kelsey and Sitton leading the way. He'll bring him down after a gain of 9 yards here with 3 minutes to go. Chris, these players late make a lot of money in the NFL. They're very lucky, but playing for $27,000 difference, does that get the guys' attention?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're all well paid, but anytime you can add a little extra, yeah, a little extra incentive, a truck to be MVP, offense, defense, professional athletes don't need much incentive.
Here's Morris on the run for the first down to the 39-yard line. 2.5 to go here.
Here you go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
T.Y. Hilton, Devin Hester, Antonio Brown, the receivers who are out there for the moment. Andrew Luck had a very good start to this game, 9 of 10. Followed by Drew Brees, and now J.J. Watt and company seeing if Andy Dalton can bring them back. To Hilton, who's out of bounds. He'll get one more play in before the 2. Joe Hayden with the tackle.
And here comes some fresh pass rushers. Von Miller, Robert Quinn. You see Cameron Wake out there, Mike. He's the oldest position player in this year's Pro Bowl, 33-year-old Miami Dolphin. He'll be working inside over the guard.
Heard that word NASCAR. Get all good pass rushers in there. So they'll run it with Morris. We'll get the first down as we get to the 2-minute warning. Chris Carter's team, led by Andy Dalton, trying to get a game-winning drive here. The end of the 2015 Pro Bowl in Arizona. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Lisa Salters. Our studio crew with us here on site as well as Super Bowl 49 week kicks off with the Pro Bowl. Second year it's not AFC against NFC after 43 years of that. And both of these unconference games with Hall of Fame captains picking in fantasy football style been close. 1-point game in Hawaii last year. A 4-point game here now as Andy Dalton got hit as the pass is incomplete. Good pass rush, second and 10.
All right, you got solo right plus. Yeah, Y branch, X hammer.
You got John, solo right plus, Y branch, X hammer, on one right, hammer, 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 scat.
4 defensive ends that can really rush the passer coming after Andy Dalton.
Matthews, Quinn, Cameron Wade, Miller, pass caught by Morris, goes out of bounds.
Solo right, solo right. Let's go, yeah, right. No, okay, let's go solo, go double right minus 16 pop. Double right minus 16 pop.
Got John, double right minus 16 pop. On one right.
Rick Dennison's calling in the plays. Gary Kubiak's normally the offensive coordinator with his Baltimore staff. Took the head coaching job at Denver. Dennison's going to follow him to Denver, but stayed here to work the Pro Bowl with John Harbaugh. And Morris will get the first down at the 35-yard line with 1:40 to go.
Well, 16 pop is a one-back power play off the right side, and it's first down.
Yeah, right, smack takeoff. Get back off.
It's a double move down here against Brent Grimes, Antonio Brown.
Minute 22 on the turning clock. There's the stop. Brown didn't keep moving. Morris the other way, trying to get out of bounds. Joe Hayden with the tackle, minimal gain. Minute 13 to go.
Go right, get right, Brett, under, get right, Brett, you got the, out. Brett.
Andy Dalton working with A.J. Green at the bottom of the screen with Geno Atkins rushing.
Timeout taken by Team Irvin, trying to get organized, so they are out of timeouts with 1:11 remaining. Robert Flores, John Butchergross is standing by with Sports Center of the GMC postgame. The reaction here. Chris Bourbon's interview with Tom Brady that you saw at halftime. You'll hear that. And the recap from the Garden in New York as Mike Krzyzewski and Duke rallied in the second half to beat St. John's, and Coach K reached the milestone 1,000th win. It's all coming up next on Sports Center. And as mentioned, we'll have Sports Center coverage out here all week. Everything going on at Super Bowl 49, the 4-hour playoff NFL countdown on Sunday morning. J.J. Watt, Andrew Luck, Luke Kuechly, some of the young players in the league have really taken leadership roles around the practices with these teams. Leaders of their peers in the next generation. 2nd and 7 out of the backfield. Good move for set. And Justin's down to the 20. And a timeout with 1:06 remaining. You know, John, one thing that has stuck with me here during the week, spending some time with Jason Garrett and John Harbaugh, and we should thank both staffs. They were incredibly kind to us and patient with their time. They second time for Harbaugh, first time for Garrett. They both took this seriously, and you've been there in their shoes. It is an honor for the coaches to be a part of this because you're coming off a playoff loss, so there is some disappointment.
No doubt, and it's fresh off a playoff loss. This was just recently that Dallas lost in heartbreaking fashion, and Baltimore had a 2-touchdown lead at New England. But both these coaches have been to the Pro Bowl before. They know how to deal with these players. Great communicators, teachers, and they've assembled very good staffs.
Both set a tone early on. As the teams gathered to meet, they had everybody get up and introduce themselves, go around the room, begin the camaraderie phase as these teams came together after the draft on Wednesday. 66 seconds left. Dalton incomplete for Green. Grimes was reading and running and jumping it.
They might want to work the other way. Brent Grimes has battled J.J. Watt for the MVP of this game. Here he is breaking up a pass to Jordy Nelson. He goes up and takes it from A.J. Green. How about this interception? Wow. That's an amazing play. He breaks on the ball, almost had 2 or 3 other interceptions, and he needs to close out here for Team Irvin.
1:03 left. 2nd and 10. Dalton off 4 sets of hands. And incomplete as Dalton was hit. And you can tell the desire to win and the little extra money, the intensity is picking up.
Got a lot of really good pass rushers, and Von Miller working again against Dwayne Brown. It looks like they're dropping some of these defensive tackles underneath in zone cover.
12th play of this drive. Dalton tried to get the screen to Morris. He could not. It's incomplete with 53 seconds remaining.
Morris just did not get his eyes back on the football quick enough. That play was set up for success. Might have scored. And on 4th down, let's see what Chris Carter has in mind.
Calm down. You're going to get hit. Look what we got. Look. You see that? Kick out, inside.
Another timeout.
John Harbaugh's team will take a timeout. 53 seconds remaining. 32-28 our score. I mentioned Rick Dennison's going to Denver with Gary Kubiak. Brian Periani, the tight ends coach with the Ravens, he's off there as well.
South right with the go, the deeper shade. Yes. You're going to have a basic.
J.J. Watt sticking his head in there as well, captain on this team.
Well, A.J. Green and Andy Dalton should know what play to go to. They've been doing it for 4 years together. Let's see what Team Carter has in store with the game on the line on 4th down.
Deeper drive, wide chase, on one right, you got to go route.
Brent Grimes over on this side. T.Y. Hilton and Green come.
AJ, tighten up. You go, set, ready, face up.
From the 19. 4th and 10. Dalton flinging towards Brown, and it's incomplete. Olsen was there as well.
What's up, baby? What's up, baby? Let's go.
It's over. Get out of here. Yes, sir, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Way to go, boys. Way to go, boys. Way to go, boys. Way to go.
Matt Ryan ignited Team Irvin after a little pep talk on the sideline, and his defense backed him up as well.
Michael.
We need help. Let's go. Wait on the side. It's all right. Get that tank. Hell yeah. Way to go, boys.
Well, when everybody got together to try to figure out how to re-energize this All-Star game, the Pro Bowl, one of the ideas was to go with the picking in the non-conference, and the Hall of Famers do command respect. Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders last year, Chris Carter, Michael Irvin this year. And
great job, baby. Great job.
their passion matters, as you can see.
You want to energize anything, you get these two captains. And Michael Irvin, if you haven't seen them play and you're a young kid out there, if you haven't seen Michael Irvin and Chris Carter play, YouTube these two guys. They have a lot of great highlights.
That little stink eye, like a little sleep crust in your eye.
So the Pro Bowl will wrap up, and then we will have one act left in the 2014 season. It'll be Super Bowl 49 right here in this stadium 1 week from tonight. 46 seconds, one timeout. C.J. Anderson goes into the line. And with a 35-second play clock, now the 40, we'll have another play to come up here as the clock runs down. And thanks to Chip Dean, our director, Jay Rothman, our producer, our entire Monday night staff, wrapping up our Pro Bowl coverage and our season together, and you partner as well.
Too, Mike.
Great year. Great year being with everyone. We thank all of you for watching along the way. Send our best to Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and our friends from NBC will be standing right here a week from now calling the Super Bowl.
Maybe Frank Caliendo will have you down next year.
Anderson goes down, and the game is over. And Team Irvin has defeated Team Carter 32-28. Find out who the MVPs of the game are and hear from the winners. All that coming up on the GMC postgame on SportsCenter. Hope you enjoy all the coverage Super Bowl week leading up to the game. Glad it got started here in Arizona with the Pro Bowl with John Gruden, Lisa Salters, Mike Tirico. So long from Arizona. GMC postgame coming up on SportsCenter starting now.